Hey everyone. If you're in sales long enough, you will ultimately hit a moment where you stop asking, how do I close more deals? And you start asking a very different question. Is this actually the life I want? I had that happen to me twice, once at age 33, once at age 35. And that's exactly where Ted Kopecko's book, Finding Joy, Journey of You, hits differently. Now, I must be honest, this is not a sales book. It does not give you scripts. There's no objection handling. There are no pipeline frameworks in it, trust me. But ironically, it might be one of the most relevant books a salesperson can read because it goes after something deeper. It goes after how you and I think about our lives, our time, and our direction. At the core of Ted's message is a simple but uncomfortable idea. Most people are not living intentionally, they're living by default. This simply means that they follow a path, they work hard, chase income, stay busy, and over time they wake up feeling what he calls life straighted. Think about it, life straighted. Successful on the outside but stuck on the inside. If you are in B2B sales, that probably sounds familiar. You hit quota, you earn well, you move up, but there's this quiet tension that starts to build. Is this all there is, right? That existential crisis. What Ted does really well is break that pattern down into something practical for you to take away with, right? He talks about three things that shape your life: your mindset, and yes, in sales, we know that's valuable. Your time, again, valuable. And then your own value. And if you think about sales, those are the exact levers that drive performance in any sales situation. Let's start with mindset. Ted spends a lot of time talking about fixed versus growth thinking. The idea that most people are conditioned early to avoid risk, stay safe, and operate inside boundaries. Now, translate that into sales for 1 second, right? How many of us, how many reps actually avoid big opportunities because they don't feel ready? How many avoid reaching out to senior buyers? How many stay in comfortable accounts instead of pushing for expansion? That, as per Ted, is not a skill problem. That is a mindset problem. The second piece that Ted talks about is time. This is where the book becomes extremely relevant for sellers. Ted makes the argument that time is the most valuable asset we have, but most people spend it unconsciously. Yep. In sales, we say time is money, but we rarely act like it is. We spend time on low quality deals. We chase prospects that will never close. We stay busy instead of being effective. Top performers do something different. They treat time like an investment. They are highly selective. They prioritize high value opportunities that really matter. And they understand that where they spend time determines what they earn. And what you earn will ultimately determine how satisfied you are with the outcomes. That idea alone can change how someone runs their pipeline. The third piece, which is really interesting, is value. TED talks about how your life improves as you increase the value you bring to the world. Interesting. In sales, this is everything, isn't it? The best sellers are not just closing deals, they are increasing their value in the market because they understand industries, they understand their customers' problems, they build trust by that understanding. They elevate conversations, right? They're not selling, they're serving. And because of that, rockstar sales reps who do that get access to better opportunities. What I really found interesting is how much of the book focuses on freedom, right? It's not about financial success, no, not status, just the word freedom. The idea that the point of all this work that we do in sales is not just to earn more, but to create a life where you have control over your time, your energy, and your direction. And this is where I think sales can go wrong and does go wrong. Sales is one of the few careers where you can create real leverage, but it can also trap you in a cycle of constant pressure if you never step back and define what you actually want. More deals, more income, more targets. But Ted's point is no clarity. And Ted's message is a reminder that success without direction eventually turns into frustration. Many of you can feel that in your bones. And many of you are coming from sales, so you know that this applies directly to sales as well. Because if you do not define what you're building towards, you have to default to what the system gives you. And what does the system give you? The system is designed to give you quota challenges, activity, and pressure. The book does not give you a step by step sales playbook. It's not a playbook, it's not. But it gives you something more important. I call it a lens. And no, it's not a colored lens. It's actually just a lens that allows you a way, gives you a way, a choice to evaluate your career, your choices, and your direction. For anyone in B2B sales, especially those who have been in the game for a few years, that might be exactly what you need, I need. Because at some point, the real question is no longer how to sell more, but the real question becomes a very simple statement: how to build a career and a life that is actually worth it. Ted, thanks. Very different, very enjoyable. Had a lot of fun reviewing this, had a lot of fun reading this. Thanks, everyone. Take care.